Another beautiful razor from eBay is a dresser. You can tell from the face of this razor that there's a little bit of tarnish and a little bit of age on it. However, there is no rusting or pitting that's visible. This razor will also clean up to be a wonderful shaver, and dressers also make very, very nice shavers. One of the nicest razors I picked up recently from eBay is a Simon razor. This straight razor is a Simon razor, which was very popular among barbers in the early 1900s through the 1950s and 60s. This razor was made in Germany for the Peter J. Michaels Company in New York. This Wolstenholme razor that we discussed earlier is a great example of a good eBay purchase. This particular razor is a very good example of an eBay purchase. It was bought for under $30 and is in near mint condition. Wolstenholme razors made in Sheffield are excellent shavers, and this one should present years of comfortable shaving. As you notice on this particular blade, it is virtually blemish-free in near mint condition, and there is one small blemish on the tang end of it which will easily buff out. Great purchase. When you buy a razor from eBay, it is always good to look at the scores of the seller. You want somebody with as close to 100% positive feedback as possible. In addition to that, never be afraid to ask a seller a question about the condition of the razor before you bid on it or before you purchase it. You should always ask whether there are any cracks, nicks, tarnish, rust, anywhere throughout the razor, both on the blade itself and on the handles. I'm going to show you a couple of examples of some of the things to look for as you browse the pictures on eBay. This razor, when seen on a picture on eBay, might initially seem to you as a razor that would be very nice for your collection. It's a Sheffield razor with a celluloid handle and would appear at first glance to be very nice. However, upon closer inspection, you can see that there's a crack that runs through the bottom pin of the celluloid part of this handle. In addition to that, on the reverse side of this razor, there is some scratching and some early development of rust that when you try to buff out will end up with some pitting marks on the surface of that razor's face. Overall, this would not be a razor that I would recommend to purchase on eBay, even though it has a nice imprinting on the front part of the blade itself, unless you just wanted it for an everyday shaver. I would never see this particular piece as a strong collectible item and one that you would have for display purposes. Another razor that I really like to be able to purchase on eBay is Boker razors. Boker razors are made in Germany, and they tend to be some of the best shavers that are out there. You can always tell an original Boker handle because the Boker insignia will either be stamped into the handle or it may have an insignia that's placed within the handle in either a nickel or a silver. This particular razor I wanted to show you because this particular razor has one of the points that I always look for in pictures when I'm trying to purchase a razor on eBay. This razor, as you can tell, has been ground significantly. The flattening on the spine of this razor goes across the entire razor and is heavier at the end than it is at the heel. So heavier on the toe side than on the heel side. This razor, although it would end up being a very nice shaver with proper honing, is one that certainly you could pick up on eBay if you can purchase it for a nominal amount, but would not be one that I would pay any premium price for simply because it was a brand of my preference. I wanted to show you one last razor in closing. This is also an eBay purchase, and as you can tell, the graying is either a patina or a fair amount of tarnish. As you can tell, this razor either has a fair amount of tarnish on it or actually has what they call a patina, which you can tell by the graying or the oldness of the particular blade. It also has what was called an imitation bamboo handle, which obviously means that it has been rehandled. In conclusion, when you're buying an eBay razor, always take a very, very close look at the pictures. Make sure you look and see if the spine has been flattened, which means an extended amount of over-honing or an extended amount of honing. If it's uneven, if the edge is not perfectly flat, these are all indicators of a razor that you probably don't want to purchase. Never be afraid to ask the seller a question. I can't say that strongly enough, but at the same time, don't be over anxious. There will always be other razors that come up on eBay. If there's any question that you have whatsoever, you can always wait until the next one comes. If you don't have a crystal clear picture from the seller, it's a gamble all the time.